Hi, folks. I am really happy on my channel, at least, to be able to announce that we have an official release date, an official title for the project that director Peter Jackson has been working on for a long time now, featuring the Beatles, where he took something like 55 hours of material from 1969 and has made a new movie. Kind of another take on the Let It Be film that had come out way back 50 years ago in 1970. And the title is now officially going to be called The Beatles Get Back, which I think is the only real logical title you could have. I mean, everybody knows Get Back was originally the project's name anyway, back in 1970 or 69. And it also works because we're getting the Beatles getting back to kind of basics of what they wanted it to be. This project, this is kind of where they wanted to go with it, and what they really were hoping to accomplish. And the release date is going to be September the 4th. That's Labor Day weekend here in the United States. And Walt Disney Studios is going to be releasing this. It's the United States and Canada, I should say. There's nothing else right now, but of course, there's going to be more releases in other parts of the world as the time goes on. But right now, that's the first word we're getting on this, and I'm very, very, very thrilled about it. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I'm sure if you're a fan out there, you're looking forward to this. They say that the quality that they've been able to do with the restoration makes it look like, in one of the reports that I read, like as if this was filmed yesterday. So that's really exciting, and it's going to have a lot of positivity in it. It's going to have more upbeat footage of the Beatles working together as a group and laughing and sharing jokes and having a good time and bonding together. Very different from the Michael Lindsay Hogg movie Let It Be that came out in 1970. So, what else can I say about it? It's funny, really, in a way that Disney, of all people, well, companies has decided to put this out, because for a while now, amongst my friends and some of you out there who watch me, I've been calling this project what I call the Disneyfication or Disneyfying of the Beatles. And this is where we're going to kind of have different camps here. There are already different camps, one side of Beatle fans and the other side of Beatle fans, wondering, once we see the movie, if this is really a good idea, as far as in the sense of rewriting history. Now, it's very controversial. I mean, don't get me wrong. Please understand from the very beginning, folks. Me as a fan, I'll take anything I can get. I am thrilled to see new footage, a happy, upbeat, vibrant, exciting Beatles project. I'm thrilled about it. But I do worry a little bit about the history. Now, Paul McCartney says in a statement, quote, he says, I am really happy that Peter has delved into our archives to make a film that shows the truth about the Beatles recording together. The friendship and love between us comes over and reminds me of what a crazily beautiful time we had. End quote. Now that's really a wonderful quote from Paul, but it's kind of revisionist in a way, because while overall the Beatlemania experience that they had, overall generally speaking, Paul has always maintained, and I think most of them, except for the exception of George, maybe would say, was actually a good time overall, and most of it was good. But when it comes to this particular project, the Beatles were not getting along at this particular time. They didn't really even like being in a room together, and they had said many times, and all four of them went on record as saying that the project, this Get Back, Let It Be project, was really tense. And George Martin wasn't happy. He said it was so miserable that he didn't want to work with the Beatles anymore after this. And Yoko Ono was in the studio, and the Beatles kind of like, the other three Beatles, other than John, kind of like, sneered at her and kind of like, ignored her, didn't want her there. John was on heroin a lot, you know. It really wasn't a good time. Now, sure, those times exist, no doubt about it. I mean, the camera doesn't lie. If you have a camera and you're capturing people having a good time, they're having a good time. But it's probably strategically made in such a way that we're only showing the positive bits to kind of like add a contrast to the Michael Lindsay Hogg Let It Be film. Now, it remains to be seen first, but these reports, like Paul McCartney saying that, interesting that he says, finally to make a film that shows the truth about the Beatles recording together. I mean, is that really the truth? As far I know the truth overall was that they were good friends and they worked well in the studio together. But was that really the truth in January of '69 at that particular historic point and moment in history and time? If we could freeze that moment, I don't know if that was 100% true. And then we have another quote from Ringo Starr. Ringo Starr adds, quote, "I'm really looking forward to this film. Peter is great and it was so cool looking at all this footage. There was hours and hours of us laughing and playing music, not at all like the version that came out. There was a lot of joy and I think Peter will show that. I think this version will be a lot more peace and loving like we really were." Now that's true. The Beatles were really friends. They loved each other. Even after all the breakups and all the suing each other back and forth and all this kind of stuff that they went through, in the end, they really loved each other at heart. True. But I'm just wondering, and I've said this before on my channel, really wondering if this film is not going to be a whitewash of history. And I said at the beginning, I'm thrilled. I like to see an upbeat film. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it no matter what it is. If it's new footage, if it's the Beatles, I'm going to enjoy it no matter what it is. I just wonder if it's kind of a little revisionist. But we also should mention that it's being said that the 42-minute rooftop performance is going to be included. A lot of people are saying it's going to be the entire performance. I mean, the original Let It Be film, I think the rooftop show is maybe 20 minutes around there, half of that. And I have to wonder when we say it's going to be the entire show, is it going to be the entire show? Because they have some breakdowns there. They do get back more than once. You know what I mean? Is it going to be the right approach for a film? I mean, we love outtakes, we love bonus footage, but do we really want to see all the mistakes or the redos and stuff like that? I don't know what it's going to be. Right now, people are saying it's going to be the entire live performance, the entire thing. Anyway, it is exciting, no matter how you want to look at it. It's exciting. We're looking forward to it. I'm thrilled to death, despite my reservations and concerns about them kind of like making it sugar coated, the history, you know. One last thing is a lot of us, including myself, have said, well, look, they can do whatever they want, but please just restore and have the original Let It Be from 1970, that original film, put out too. Um, Now, the thing that's a little bit suspect here is it says a fully restored version of the original Let It Be film will be made available at a later date. That's all it says. Now, what does that mean? The original Let It Be will be made available at a later date. Is that just lip service just to keep people happy? Is it really going to come out? I should mention, if I didn't mention already, I don't think I did. I'm not sure. I'm just too excited that this new film, The Beatles Get Back, is going to be a theatrical release. I don't know yet if it's going to be wide release across many screens, or if it's going to be kind of more low key independent kind of release, selected theaters, kind of like the way Ron Howard's film documentary 8 Days a Week was presented. I don't know. We'll find out, but it's going to be in theaters. This new film. But the original Let It Be, all they're saying right now is it'll be made available at a later date. That remains to be seen. Is it going to be a bonus feature, maybe, in the new upcoming deluxe audio bonus box set of Let It Be that's coming out? I sure hope they do that because I want to be able to have both sides of the coin. The nice and the rough. Let's see what happens, folks. There's a lot of room for speculation. This is great news.